I once went into some old WW2 era tunnels beneath some apartment complexes in Hong Kong. Normally, these tunnels are sealed to the public, but occasionally you'll find one where the bolts on the door have been cut. I got lucky one day and found that one entrance was accessible, so I called a group of friends to go in and explore with me. There were 5 of us total who went into the tunnels, but after only a few minutes in, one of my friends got this very uneasy feeling and decided to leave early. As the 4 of us went deeper, we saw some strange Taoist talismans posted on one of the walls. Thought it was interesting but didn't pay much attention to them, and we continued on. Once we reached the back of the tunnel, that was where things got weird. All 4 of us started hearing whispering. It sounded close, like it was just in our ears. I got a little creeped out, but none of my friends believed in ghosts, so they played it off to just be the wind. While my 3 friends were taking photos, I wandered down the tunnel by myself, but not more than 100 feet from the group. Then all of a sudden a broken piece of glass came flying at me from nowhere. It didn't hit me, but I definitely took this as a warning that we should probably get out. I walked back to my friends and they finished up their photo shoot, and we got out of the tunnels. My friends still don't think it was paranormal, but to me, this was a very creepy experience.
A time ago, between the beginning of October to the end of November, every night I woke up between 3 to 5 in the morning. Every time I left my room, I felt a gaze so strong that it made me look directly outside my door that leads to my patio. I never saw anything until November 1st, when I saw a white cat completely focused in front of my door looking directly at my room. Without knowing what to do, I just opened the door trying to get it to leave. I thought it was looking for food, so I offered it some. Throughout everything that time, he didn't move at all. I wanted to look him directly in the eyes and looking at him carefully. The cat had no pupils. That thing was really scary. His face looked like a goblin's face or something like that, and he had a very heavy look. I wanted to touch him, but my fingers barely touched his fur and my hand automatically took off. I felt an immense chill. I just went into my house and closed the door and hid in my room. My parents told me that they had seen the cat. They had even tried to pour water on it, but it never moved. We had to put a curtain from the ceiling to the floor because we were afraid to go out and see it and feel its gaze. After November 5th, the cat just disappeared and we never heard from it again, luckily.
When my mom started studying the Bible with a high-control religion, a lot of spirit activity started ramping up in our house. My mom and I both experienced it. She saw things while awake, but for me it was mostly at night, while dreaming. It got to the point where I was terrified of going to sleep, so my mom told me to call upon the name of the god of the religion she was studying with to make the spirits in my dream go away. She told me the name was so powerful that all other spirits were afraid of it and would flee. One night, I had an extremely vivid dream that I can recall with detail 25 years later. I was lost in my own home, being pursued by spirits trying to devour everyone in the house. At one point, I fell through the floor into a place where the spirits were circling around me. So I said the name my mom told me to, and everything went away, and I woke up. As an adult, I could chalk the whole thing up to a bad dream, except I woke up physically blind. My mom dropped me off at my aunt's house, and I lied on her couch with my eyes open, unable to see anything, until my vision gradually came back over the course of the day. Before this incident, I had a vivid imagination, but afterwards lost the ability to see images in my head while awake. If I close my eyes, I cannot conjure even an image of my own face. It's been darkness ever since.
Haunted hotel room. My family and I were traveling, me, husband, and 3 kids plus 2 dogs, 1 cat. We were driving through Georgia. It was getting late, so we got a hotel room. Lucky for us, the hotel said they had a family room that was available. It had a kitchen, 2 bedrooms, pull-out couch. We said great. My 14-year-old daughter and I were getting sick and felt terrible, so we slept in 1 bedroom together. We turned on the TV and it was playing a scary movie. After a while, we turned it off and fell asleep. About 2 a.m., the TV turned on by itself, at its highest volume, and was playing the same scary movie, the exact same scene we were watching when we had turned it off earlier. I figured we had rolled over on the clicker while sleeping, and the movie was just replaying again. So I turned it off, threw the clicker across the room onto the floor, and we went back to sleep again. About an hour later, the exact same thing happened again. I jumped up, turned on the lights and unplugged the TV, settled down again and drifted off to sleep. About an hour later, the TV turned back on again, the loudest volume again, same movie again, same scene again, and it was unplugged. My daughter and I screamed out loud, woke everyone up and ran out of the room. My husband packed us up while the kids and I waited in the car, and we left in the middle of the night.
My family did a Route 66 trip one summer, and we were staying at a motel for a night. My parents, sister, and our dog. It was a newly renovated room, almost modern design that stuck out from the other places we were staying on that trip. It was late, so we all got ready for bed quickly. I woke up in the middle of the night and noticed my entire family, including the dog, were breathing in unison, like everyone was perfectly synced up in rhythmic fashion. I fell back asleep and had an extremely vivid dream that I was in a pub with a whole bunch of horror-themed characters, but the walls were cavernous, as if it were built inside of a cave. I distinctly remember Freddy Krueger sitting across the table from me enjoying a pint amongst many other hellish creatures. They were all having a good time. In the morning, I told my family about the sinks breathing, and it turns out they all had nightmares. And it all had to do with the bathroom of the motel room. In my sister's dream, the bathtub had no floor to it, that it was just a black, endless pit. And my parents described a hellish scene in the bathroom. We think the room was renovated after a gruesome scene took place in the bathroom, and that's why it was so cheap to stay there. I still remember it today because even the dog was breathing in sync with the rest of the family. I'm thinking the energy was still so dense that it permeated our dreams.
Our house is really old, built before WW2, and already has a creepy vibe, but the weirdest thing that's ever happened was this 6 years ago in October. Every year we go all out decorating for Halloween, and this time we got a new doll. She's small with black hair and kind of like a little girl, and she jumps forward when activated. Nothing crazy, just creepy in a Halloween kind of way. We had her sitting in the living room for about 3 days at the start of October. The first night my dad couldn't sleep, and told us the next morning he swore he saw a little girl run along the wall by his bed in the middle of the night. He thought it was my little sister, but when he got up no one was there. He said he even felt something brush against him. The second night I was lying in bed, and I swear I saw the doll standing in the corner of my room. I was so freaked out, I called my dad to check if the doll was still downstairs. It was around 11 p.m. she was still there. I turned my lights on, and whatever I thought I saw was gone. The third night my mom woke up screaming and said she felt something touch her feet in the middle of the night. That was it. We all agreed to put the doll in the attic until Halloween, and didn't bring her back down until the day of.